Welcome back. My name is Dakota Oswalt. I am the managing editor for the Northwest Missourian and your host for News in a Minute. Let's get into this week's stories. Hy-Vees across the United States provided discounted meals to customers through November 14th. By visiting a location that offers hot food services, adults could receive $3 meals and children under 12 years old can get a free meal. Hy-Vee Inc. Director of Communication Don Bazinski said Hy-Vee has historically participated in programs that help food insecurities. "We have always been ones who provide for our communities," Bazinski said. "Right now is no different, especially as we're seeing more families turning to local food banks." Next, the Maryville R2 School District has named Philip Porin as its next superintendent. The district went nearly 1 year without filling the position, during which Porin served as the interim superintendent. A typical hiring process was conducted to fill this position. Along with Porin, multiple other candidates were interviewed. Porin said he was nervous to go through the process, but that it was important to have. "I'm glad they had a process in place," Porin said. "I think that's the right thing to do, and I think the community wanted that and the board wanted that too." Finally, a new food truck has rolled into town. Lola's Lumpia and Filipino Cuisine offers a type of food that is not otherwise found in Maryville. Founder Arlene Prothera has been cooking for over 30 years. She oftentimes would share her cuisine with those close to her. She started the food truck after her family and friends encouraged her. "We have so many more customers now than when we opened," Prothera said. "So many people are coming all over the place to try our food. It feels so rewarding when people are willing to drive to your truck to try your food." Now let's get into the Digging Deeper interview with your host, Hannah Claywell, Missourian Editor-in-Chief.
Welcome back to the interview portion of Digging Deeper. In this segment, I'll be getting the inside scoop from the reporter of the top story each week. Today, I'll be talking to news editor Anna Bailey, who covered the strategic planning announcement given by Northwest President Lance Tatum. Welcome back, Anna. So what did Tatum announce at this event?
All right, so President Tatum, he spoke at this announcement and he was saying that there will be a new strategic plan for Northwest. This will be a 4-year plan, which is different than the typical 10-year plan that is what universities normally use and what Tatum said he is used to in his previous experience. But we will be doing a 4-year plan starting in 2026 that he said will fit Northwest because of the speed that higher education is growing at.
So could you explain what a strategic plan is?
Yeah. So a strategic plan is an opportunity for a university to continue to improve, and it allows the university to have set goals that they can hit.
And what are those goals that the plan hopes to accomplish?
So President Tatum, he talked about 4 separate pillars that he wants the university to focus on. These are operations, people, enrollment, and student experience. And so he kind of said that each of these is going to be discussed in the planning stages of this strategic plan, and they're going to come up with specific goals where each of those can be focused on.
So how are you preparing yourself to continue to cover this story as more information is given?
Yeah, so this was a very basic announcement. There wasn't much information known yet. He did say that there will be, of course, he talked about the goals, he's talked about the timeline, and then he said that there will be a group of people within the university who they're called an advisor group, and it will be made up of all types of people, students, faculty, staff, community members, Board of Regents members, and they will help with during the plan as it's in action with the planning of it. But other than that, there's not much information that we know yet. And so as more information comes out, when we hit big marks, I'm going to likely write another story about the plan is starting, here's what it looks like, and then I might end up writing a third story if something big happens that I think is appropriate for the rest of the university to learn about.
So aside from going to an event, what else goes into covering events?
Yeah. So for this one specifically, since it was kind of like a meeting, we knew about it in about 2 days in advance. And so luckily we found out about it on the day that we content for the newspaper. And so I was able to let everyone know who needs to be involved in an appropriate time. But for things like this, we will figure out who the reporter is, which this time it was me. And then we will also figure out who the photographer is going to be. And then I will communicate with that photographer if we have to travel there. Are we going to carpool? Are we going to meet there? What time? Do we want to be early? And then also at the event, I will speak with the photographer. I'm going to say, I want to interview this person, make sure there's photos of them. And then afterwards, We go through an editing process, of course, and then it is published.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today, Anna.
Thank you.
For more stories like this, make sure to check out nwmissourinews.com or pick up a paper from one of the stands around campus. I'm Hannah Claywa, and thank you for watching. See you next week.